The year is 600 BC. The sun blazes down on the ancient city of Babylon. Its streets teem with merchants, soldiers and citizens from every corner of the empire. Towering above them all is King Nebuchadnezzar, a ruler known for his might and his ego. He has conquered nations and built magnificent structures, including the legendary Hanging Gardens. His ambition knows no bounds. Nebuchadnezzar seeks to unite his vast kingdom under a single unifying symbol, a magnificent golden statue. This statue, a gleaming testament to the king's power, becomes the heart of Babylon. It is a symbol of the king's ambition and a constant reminder to his subjects of his absolute authority. Nebuchadnezzar demands complete obedience. He expects everyone, from the lowliest peasant to the highest official, to bow before the golden image. To refuse is to invite the king's wrath. And no one dares to challenge the might of Nebuchadnezzar. The day arrived when Nebuchadnezzar summoned his satraps, administrators, governors, counselors, treasurers, judges, magistrates, and all the officials of the provinces to attend the dedication of the golden statue. This was no ordinary gathering. It was a momentous occasion that would be remembered for generations. The king's decree had spread far and wide, and the anticipation was palpable. A vast crowd assembled before the towering image. Men, women, and children from all walks of life had come to witness this grand event. The golden statue, glistening under the sun, stood as a symbol of the king's power and authority. The air crackled with anticipation. Whispers and murmurs filled the atmosphere as people speculated about what was to come. The tension was almost tangible, and everyone knew that this day would change their lives forever. When the music began, a hush fell over the multitude. The sound of ancient instruments filled the air, creating an almost mystical ambiance. It was as if time itself had paused to witness this moment. The king's command echoed across the plain. "At this moment, let music sound." His voice was authoritative, leaving no room for disobedience. The crowd listened intently, knowing that the king's words were law. And when you hear the sound of the horn, flute, zither, lyre, harp, pipe, and all kinds of music, you must fall down and worship the golden statue that King Nebuchadnezzar has set up. The music was a signal, a call to worship that could not be ignored. This was not merely a request, it was an absolute decree. Refusal meant certain death. The gravity of the situation was clear to everyone present. The king's decree was final and unyielding. The crowd, a sea of faces reflecting fear and obedience, immediately fell prostrate before the golden idol. The sight was both awe-inspiring and terrifying, a testament to the king's absolute power. The ground trembled under the weight of their collective prostration. It was as if the very earth acknowledged the king's command, shaking in response to the mass submission. Yet, amidst this spectacle of submission, three figures remained standing. Their defiance was stark against the backdrop of the bowing crowd, a silent protest against the king's decree. Their names were Shedrach, Meshach, and Abednego, young men of unwavering faith who had been taken captive from Judah. They stood tall, their resolve unbroken, their faith unshaken. They had risen to positions of authority in Babylon, yet they refused to betray their God. Their courage in the face of certain death was a testament to their unyielding faith and conviction. Word of the defiance reached the ears of certain officials, jealous rivals eager to exploit the situation. These men, driven by envy and ambition, saw an opportunity to advance their own positions. They rushed to the king, their voices dripping with poison. "Your Majesty, live forever. We want to inform you that not everyone has obeyed your orders. There are those who dare to defy your command. Those three young Jewish men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, whom you have appointed as administrators over the province of Babylon, have not obeyed you. They have ignored your decree. They do not serve your gods or worship the golden statue you have set up. They stand firm in their defiance." Nebuchadnezzar, his pride wounded, was enraged. His face contorted with anger and his voice thundered through the hall. He could not believe that anyone, let alone captive foreigners, would dare defy him. The audacity of their actions was beyond comprehension. He ordered Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego to be brought before him immediately. The court was abuzz with anticipation. Standing before the enraged king, the three young men faced a choice that would define their fate and their faith. Recant their faith and bow to the golden statue, or face the dire consequences of their defiance. The tension in the room was palpable. With quiet dignity they answered the king, their voices steady and unwavering. "O Nebuchadnezzar, we do not need to defend ourselves before you in this matter. If we are thrown into the blazing furnace, the God we serve is able to save us from it, and he will rescue us from your hand, O king. Our faith in him is unshakable. But even if he does not, we want you to know, O king, that we will not serve your gods or worship the image of gold you have set up. Our loyalty lies with our God alone." Nebuchadnezzar's face contorted with rage. He commanded his soldiers to heat the furnace 7 times hotter than usual. The flames leaped and roared, a terrifying spectacle of the king's fury. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, bound and gagged, were thrown into the heart of the inferno. The heat was so intense that it killed the soldiers who cast them in. The crowd watched in horrified silence. The flames danced and swirled, consuming everything in their path. The king, his anger burning hotter than the furnace, stared intently, expecting to see the 3 men consumed by the fire. Yet as the smoke cleared, a gasp rippled through the crowd. The flames still raged, but Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were not incinerated. They were alive. Nebuchadnezzar leaned forward, his eyes wide with disbelief. The flames of the furnace seemed to part, revealing not 3 figures but 4, walking calmly amidst the fire. The 4th figure radiated a light that dimmed even the fiercest flames. Its form was like the Son of God. The king, his voice trembling with awe and terror, called out, "Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, servants of the Most High God, come out, come here." The 3 young men emerged from the inferno, their clothes untouched by fire, their skin unblemished, their hair unsinged. The smell of smoke did not even cling to them. The crowd, speechless with astonishment, could only stare in wonder. What they had witnessed defied all reason and understanding. It was a miracle. Nebuchadnezzar, his arrogance shattered, fell to his knees before the 3 men. He, the most powerful ruler on earth, bowed before the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. In a voice filled with newfound humility, he declared, "Praise be to the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who has sent his angel and rescued his servants. They trusted in him and defied the king's command and were willing to give up their lives rather than serve or worship any god except their own God." He issued a decree commanding everyone in his kingdom to honor the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. He declared that anyone who spoke against their God would be punished severely. The king, who had demanded worship for a golden statue, now directed all praise and adoration to the one true God. The story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego is a testament to the power of unwavering faith. They faced a seemingly impossible choice: obey the king and betray their God, or stay true to their beliefs and face certain death. They chose the latter, knowing that their God was able to deliver them, but also willing to accept his will, even if it meant their demise. Their story reminds us that true faith requires unwavering trust in God, even when faced with adversity. Their courage in the face of danger is an inspiration to us all. They did not cower before the king's wrath. They stood firm in their convictions, even when threatened with the most horrific death. Their story teaches us that true courage is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to stand up for what is right, even when it is difficult. In our own lives, we may face situations where we are pressured to compromise our beliefs. These moments can be incredibly challenging, testing the very core of who we are and what we stand for. We may be tempted to choose the easy path, to conform to the demands of the world, even if it means betraying our values. The allure of fitting in and avoiding conflict can be strong, making it difficult to stand firm. The story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego serves as a powerful reminder that we are not alone in our struggles. Their unwavering faith in the face of certain death is a testament to the strength that comes from trusting in a higher power. God is always with us, ready to strengthen and uphold us, even in the fiery furnaces of our lives. His presence is a source of comfort and courage, enabling us to face our fears head-on. Their story is a beacon of hope, reminding us that God is bigger than our fears, our challenges, and even the flames of adversity. It shows us that no matter how dire our circumstances may seem, there is always hope. He is faithful to his promises, and he will never abandon those who trust in him. This assurance can give us the strength to persevere, knowing that we are never truly alone. May their courage inspire us to stand tall in the face of our own fires, knowing that with God by our side, we too can emerge from the flames, stronger and more faithful than before. Let us hold on to this hope and face our challenges with unwavering faith.